People, it is almost time for Backlash. Roman Reigns versus Fatu. Bron Breakker versus Seth Rollins. Iyo Sky versus Asuka. Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn. And who's teaming up with Danhausen? Yes, people, this is a B-level pay-per-view, but it's going to have some matches we thought we're going to get at WrestleMania, so I'm not necessarily complaining. In today's video, we are making those predictions. Who's winning at Backlash? It's a pretty exciting pay-per-view, my dear people. Obviously, click that like, click that subscribe, annihilate it. This is the second channel. Make sure to subscribe because some of you aren't, and that, quite frankly, it just breaks my heart. You know, don't want to get emotional, but the fact that you're watching this video and you're not dropping it, it doesn't work for me, brother. I'm excited about this pay-per-view for a very simple reason. I think we're going to get a lot of good wrestling. A lot of it is pretty predictable, but you know, with all the shenanigans we've been getting, I'm under the mask and I'm under the mask. Who's the next mystery? And sure, we're getting some of that too. But for the most part, even with the predictability, I think it's pretty exciting. Now, as you guys know, John Cena is going to be hosting the premium live event. I don't expect him to do much, but I think he's gonna be involved in one of the matches. So let's talk about Seth Rollins versus Bron Breakker. So this is a very long story, you know, a faction that it felt should have been a longer thing, but unfortunately with the injury of Seth Rollins, WWE needed to pivot. It's a match we thought we're going to see at WrestleMania. Instead, we got Gunther versus Seth Rollins, and I'm not necessarily complaining because that was probably the best match of the night, WrestleMania Night 1. Now, the story is pretty simple. It's kind of weird how WWE felt like we can't do this match at WrestleMania because it needs more story. But even though what we got after Mania was pretty good, I liked the brawls, I liked the attacks, I liked the Seth Rollins' promos, we didn't necessarily get anything new. You know, no new members, no new twists and turns. Austin Theory didn't join Seth Rollins all of a sudden. So I'm excited it's happening at Backlash, but it also kind of feels like it could have been a match at WrestleMania since Bron Breakker was already cleared, so it's kind of interesting. I wouldn't necessarily say we got anything that new. Now, who should win this match? I think whether you're asking who should win and who's going to win this match, the answer is the same. It's the same shit, people. I think Bron Breakker is taking, in this picture, it seems like a dump. I don't think Seth Rollins has anything to gain from this story. Now, there's also this involvement from the Street Profits, from other Vision members, Joe Hendry, all of that shit. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to get some shenanigans, and that's most likely the case. Maybe Seth Rollins is not necessarily losing clean, but if he does, I don't think that's even a problem. It's Bron Breakker. He can beat Seth Rollins. We don't even need all of these shenanigans, interferences, even though we're probably going to get that. But like I've said, my biggest expectation, my wish from this premium live and Backlash, my biggest expectation is just some good ass wrestling. So if we get the clean finish, I'm going to be very happy, but I'm not necessarily expecting that. But like I've said, yeah, Bron Breakker is taking the dub. Backlash. Then we have Iyo Sky versus Asuka. Very weird story because the story was, it's all about Kairi Sane. Rhea Ripley, Iyo Sky told Kairi Sane, Asuka is using you, she no good. You don't trust Asuka. There are a few things you don't do, and on the top of that list, you don't trust Asuka. Because that was the story. She was abusing Kairi Sane, and then she got released, and we're still continuing with the story as if nothing ever happened. As if Kairi Sane wasn't even a thing. They didn't even write her off television, which I know may sound harsh, but at least it would make sense for the story. If you plan on releasing talent and they're part of a big storyline, maybe at least give the viewers an answer. Oh, she got taken out, she's injured, so at least it's explainable in a story. Still very harsh, I understand, but at least it would make a little bit more sense. I feel like the winner of this match is pretty unpredictable, but I'm gonna go with Iyo Sky in this one for a very simple reason. One of the top female WWE performers, obviously a big deal, was a champion, but she was kinda stuck with Rhea Ripley. Now, Rhea is a champion, Iyo Sky needs some dubs too, so pretty simple. I wouldn't complain if Asuka takes the dub, doesn't really matter to me. I just feel like at this point, Iyo Sky needs to kind of regain the singles competitor status in the WWE. So I'm gonna go with Iyo Sky, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna win this match. Backlash. Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn for the United States Championship. Another weird story. It's like both of them are heel, you know? Trick Williams on paper is the heel. Sami Zayn on paper is the babyface. Now, Trick Williams won the United States Championship from Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, so even technically Trick Williams losing the championship already would be kinda weird. I do see WWE doing that though if Sami Zayn turns heel during the match. You could say he's already a heel by the way he beat the shit out of that gingerbread like a psycho. You know, he lost his mind. Sami Zayn lost his mind. Even Cody doesn't trust him anymore. So he's already a bad guy. It's just that he's not admitting that to himself. It's like we didn't necessarily get that full-blown heel turn yet. So my expectation, my prediction is that we are going to get the full heel turn at Backlash. He's eventually going to snap. I'm just not sure whether it's during the match or after the match, because at the end of the day, I do see Trick Williams retaining the United States Championship. Unless Sami turns heel, gets a big amount of heel, and actually gets interesting, if the character is going to be interesting, I wouldn't necessarily complain. Then you see Trick Williams chasing the United States Championship. I don't think that would be a big problem to me personally. But if the story is still Sami Zayn being delusional and not fully a heel, the same character, you guys love me, I love you, there's a row of fans who absolutely adore me as everybody is booing, I don't know who he's talking to. Who is bro talking to? I have no idea. Yeah, that would be kinda boring, right? That would be kinda boring. Now we still have one SmackDown left, so maybe the story is going to change just a little bit, but I'm gonna go with Trick Williams still. I think it makes the most sense. And then after the match, Sami Zayn fully turns heel, finally crosses the line, because yes, he's acting like an asshole, but he didn't cross that line yet. And Trick Williams, I guess, in the process, will need to turn babyface. I mean, he's already really loved by the crowd. You know, we need to switch it up already. Backlash. Then we have Danhausen versus the Miz and Kit Wilson. Who is Danhausen teaming with? That is the question. And what do we know, people? What do we know? We are actually getting John Cena at Backlash. There's a funny clip I want to show you. POV, Danhausen's trying to break you, but your mentee steps in. Now, this has copyrighted music, but obviously, I'm an entertainer. I'm a showman, so we are going to improvise, my ladies and gentlemen. This is wild. Hopefully you haven't seen it before, but this is about to go. Tell me how you feel. No. Don't get toxic. Look at the position he's holding him in. Opa! You know, this is getting dirty. Beautiful. So, people, Jonathan Anthony Felix Motherflipping Jr. Cena Jr. is going to be at the Premium Live event. You know the story. Cena, Danhausen, Miz, Kit Wilson. They appeared at WrestleMania in one big segment. Also, a bunch of little people, right? Some would say funny, some would say cringy. I would say kinda both, you know, in the middle. Very Vince McMahon-ish booking. Now, a lot of people are saying John Cena is gonna be involved. I also think so. I just don't see him wrestling. So maybe John Cena is going to introduce somebody, and maybe it's Joe Hendry. You know, Joe Hendry always wanted a match against John Cena, and obviously he didn't get that because John Cena had limited dates. So maybe this is a moment he's going to get, actually getting introduced by John Cena and then celebrate. Cena, Danhausen, Joe Hendry. That's his moment. So I guess it answers what my prediction is. I think Danhausen and whoever his partner is, probably Joe Hendry, are winning this match. And this is where John Cena is going to be involved. He might even open the show, of course. But then, obviously, with Danhausen using his moves and all of that shit, I think it's pretty clear this is where WWE are going. And, you know, a bit of a moment, nothing too serious. Danhausen has a lot of fans. Makes sense. Backlash. Finally, Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu for the World Heavyweight Championship. I really like the story. You know, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about the Usos involvement, Solo Sikoa involvement. It's a bit too much, especially when you're using it for SmackDown, right? It's a bit too much. It's the same story. The main story of both shows is the same story. I hate it. What is even Cody doing? You get my idea, right? When it comes to Jacob's presentation, though, I absolutely love it. He's listening to nobody. He's doing it for himself, his family, for the money, for the fame. Basically, he wants to be in Roman's shoes. Not like in a way that I'm a tribal chief, I'm running the family. He doesn't give a shit about that. He wants the money, he wants to take care of his family. He doesn't want necessarily the status. He wants what comes with it. When it comes to the intensity of Jacob Fatu, what he's all about, his character, I feel like WWE booked it absolutely perfectly, people. Lovely. Lovely stuff. The only problem with this match is it's sure as hell very predictable. And just like I told you, I thought the next time I'm going to see Jacob Fatu in a WWE World Championship match, he's winning it. Whether it's the Royal Rumble victory and then winning the championship, doesn't matter. He's kind of a big deal. He beat Drew McIntyre. And then we're gonna, kind of ruin his momentum a little bit. Obviously, it's Roman Reigns. You can lose to Roman Reigns, I understand, it's not that big of a deal. I guess what's important is that I expect this match to be really, really good. I want to see how it looks. Jacob, Roman, family, we have all of these people. Somebody on Reddit said, well, maybe Solo is joining Roman Reigns, which makes this rumor, this idea, this theory, people, that we just out of our ass, even more likely because, well, a bunch of MFTs got released, so maybe that's the reason. WWE are pivoting. The bloodline is going to grow and they don't need everybody. You never know, because if they did this entire thing on SmackDown with Solo Sikoa, the Usos, wasting our time, then it's for no reason. I'm not saying I want Solo in the bloodline, but if it's good, it's good. We'll see. We'll see. Pretty clear answer though, Roman Reigns is retaining the championship. Another question is Roman Reigns turning heel? Maybe WWE are going to revisit the actual bloodline, all of them being heels, because right now, sure, Jacob is the one who always puts his hands on Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns been acting like a bit of a dick. A lot of ego, a lot of narcissism. He wants to be a leader again. He manipulated the Usos again. He's kind of a heel. He was acting like a dick during the CM Punk storyline, but CM Punk was kind of doing that too. It's such an easy heel turn too. He just gets the help and he's like, well, the boys are back. The boys are simply back. But more than anything, people, I just want good wrestling. I do expect a lot of shenanigans now when I think about it. It could happen. There's a lot of potential. So, we'll see. We'll see. As long as the matches are good. Sometimes you just need to go back to the basics, man. But these are my predictions. Let me know yours in the comments below. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.